What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the front three. The debate is finally back. Today's debate will be Harry Kane. Is he finally the real deal? I'm going to be for, Cookie's going to be against. Cookie, take it away.
Well, it's really hard to debate this one, especially being against it. I think I've certainly drawn the short straw in terms of this video because Harry Kane in recent weeks has just been absolutely on fire. He's looked absolutely phenomenal, and for a young English player, I'm actually really excited by the prospect of him. Although I'm an Arsenal fan, although he's a Spurs player, it does look like he's a really promising talent and can be a big name in the English game and could potentially link up a good partnership with Sturridge in the England team. So it's certainly exciting to have a young English player. I do feel, in a sense, we do need to see a little bit more of him, but his form is absolutely formidable and undeniable at the moment. Like I say, it's really hard to be against him at the moment and not say he's not the real deal, because he's proving all the critics wrong. At the start of this season, in the Europa League, that's when he was really banging in goals for Spurs, and I didn't really think much of that because they were against lower league Greek opposition that not a lot of people had heard of. But now he's doing it in the Premier League. He scored 2 goals against Arsenal last weekend. He scored against Liverpool at Anfield. He's looking like a true talent, and I think the real difficult thing that I'm trying to comprehend with him is what he's actually good at, because all round he scores goals from everywhere on the pitch. He is a very talented player, but it's hard to really pinpoint what his natural attribute is. He isn't blessed with pace, but he's a big, bulky guy. He takes it past defenders with ease, and his finishing is absolute quality. But personally, I do think we need to see a lot more from him. I mean, it's a bit like, I'm not going to jump to conclusions just yet. I remember when Grant Holt was banging in goals for Norwich week in, week out. So I'm not going to jump on the Harry Kane bandwagon just yet. But for now, he does look like an exciting prospect. But yeah, go on, take it away, go on.
Oh, okay. I think the main thing that I would take away from that and have to argue is that, yes, it's one good season, and I think a lot of people are going to read into it. But I just think in the whole English market, it's one of those positive things going for an English national team to a team that obviously Soldado's not working out. Adebayor is having voodoo spells possessed on him by his mother. It's just one of those bright lights for Spurs to look at, and I think for somebody that was arguably, when Redknapp was at Spurs, I think it's just looking at it that way. He was someone who was already thrown under the bus, I guess you could say. It's just nice to see someone come from that perspective and kind of build themselves out of that into a leading figure. Do I think he's the next big thing? I think he could be. I think it's going to tell in a lot of factors. Right now he obviously is. He's scoring, he's assisting. Well, he got a goal and an assist last night, so there's evidence of that. Obviously he bagged 2 against Arsenal on the weekend, which I'm sure Cookie just loves. But it's just one of those things where I think he can be. It's just going to depend on the way he progresses. If he continues to progress and has players around him like he does to push him on that way, like Eriksen, having someone like Lloris in net to depend on, just an overall well-established team around him, I think he can succeed. Cookie, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the real thing I can take away from that is, say he does do well to the end of the season and he bangs in goals like every other game like he's doing now, even he's scoring goals practically every game that he plays in. If he was to continue that on a consistent basis for Spurs, and Spurs weren't to finish in the top 4, I know he signed a contract extension, but Spurs might be tempted to cash in on him if they could get about, I mean, you know how much English players go for, a ridiculous sum of something like 40 million or something could go for Harry Kane. I don't want to think about how much money he could go for, but Spurs could cash in on it. I don't know where he'd go. Clubs like United might be interested. I don't believe the hype that he's interested in by Real Madrid. I personally can't bring myself to believe that, but I think he will stay at Spurs. I do think he is a class player. I do think we need to see a lot more from him. I mean, I didn't know a lot about him this season. I'll be brutally honest, I didn't know. I think you got to give credit to Pochettino where it's due, because he's come to this Spurs team as kind of nothing. He had loan spells at Norwich, an absolute shambles of a player. Didn't really do much a couple of seasons ago. He's come in, very young, promising talent, and potentially it could be a very exciting future for him, both in the Spurs setup if he was to stay there, and in the England national team. But those are just my final thoughts on that.
Yeah, we'll leave the video there at that. What's your thoughts? That's what matters. Leave that in the comments section below. Like the video, share it around with all your friends, and we'll see you Friday for the preview. Peace out.